I think the toughest thing going into Championship Sunday is just going to be the conditions. I will be surprised if it doesn't rain. The ground is going to be saturated. It's going to be really tough out there to stay focused, to stay warm, to keep throwing the kinds of shots you need to win.
We have watched Holyn Handley almost every weekend, almost every card. If you go look at her finishes from the year so far, she's podiumed every single event of the year so far. So you can never count Holyn out. That being said, we have not played any rain rounds this year. I'm not sure how Holyn performs in the rain. I know she had a hot round last year at Portland in really heavy rain. So we'll see what Championship Sunday holds for Holyn Handley. If she can keep her game well-rounded and look as comfortable as she has been on the green, I think we could see her have kind of an easy win.
Ella Hansen, she's only 4 strokes back of the lead, definitely has a chance to catch Holyn Handley. Ella had a great front 9. I mean, Ella's got it all. She's got the forehand, she's got the power, she's looking calm on the putting green. So many good weapons to attack. Such a great course design out here at Bad Rock Creek. Missy Gannon hasn't been quite as present on lead cards this year as we often see her. She's gotten a couple top 5s and playing really consistently and well, but it'll be exciting to see her on the lead card. That being said, Missy is an absolute veteran, killer on the green, great at woods golf. Hopefully puts on an exciting show for us tomorrow.
I got to play with Cadence in round 1, and her consistency right now is unbelievable. Her last ratings update, she went up 5 points, so she's kind of on one right now. I think her game is peaking at this point, and I think we're only going to see Cadence more and more as the year goes on. Her game really caters to the park style and the wood style. She is murderous on the green when she's on, and I think having that little extra experience, winning a couple A-tiers off the tour this year by a lot, I think we could see her make a good run for it. I really like her position, and her mental game is looking really sharp. Hello and welcome. It's the final round of the 2025 Grip EQ 43rd Kansas City Wide Open presented by Under Par. I'm Madison.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two Hockeys.
Trying to shake things up on a Sunday. Happy holidays, folks. It's not a holiday for us, though. We're working.
Working hard out here.
We're working hard out here, and it is a wet day.
Slogging through that rain.
Yeah, it rained a lot. Not as much as we thought, but still a good amount. The course was absolutely boggy, too, after some rain overnight. We're going to watch Holyn Handley, Cadence Burge, Ella Hansen, and Missy Gannon play today. The same layout we've been playing here at Bad Rock Creek Disc Golf Course. We love this layout. Let's get things started ASAP. Here's hole 1 on a much sunnier day, on a very different type of day as what we will watch today. Out of bounds everywhere. Most players going to throw a hyzer somewhere in this area. You see a lot of players err more safely to the left in that grouping of trees, pitching something up to this little second landing area, or going for it across the water and onto this very difficult to navigate green. It's very easy to come up short, bounce off those rocks, and have to take it all the way back from where you last crossed. So we see a lot of players just crushing something past the basket and having a little bit of a comeback putt.
Holyn has been leading essentially the entire tournament. 8 down hot round the first day, tied for the hot round at 6 down yesterday, and has podiumed at every tournament she's played this year, which is just crazy. And she's going to be off to the left side, which is just fine. She can attack from there.
Cadence Burge played really well last week. Also, it's nice to see her in contention here. Kind of a newer player to tour. She played a bunch of events last year as well, but she really just keeps getting better every week.
Yeah, not our first time seeing Cadence in 2025, and certainly not our last. She's throwing a very tall, spiking hyzer here, just making sure to get it in bounds, and that should be just fine.
Yeah, we had a pretty stiff headwind / right to left, but then it would clock around sometimes and be straight right to left.
Mm-hmm. I will say, generally, there was less wind today than the other days, which was nice.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see the flags moving this much because it never felt that wild, except for maybe on this tee pad.
Mm-hmm. Ella going a little bit slower speed and into the perfect spot.
It started out chilly this morning.
45-ish.
Yep. We were supposed to wake up to rain, but thankfully we had a nice little break at the beginning of the round.
Yeah, it was supposed to just dump all day, so take your little victories where you can.
And by not raining, it doesn't mean that it's dry. It was very misty.
Soaked the ground.
Yeah, the ground was soaked. It was misty. It was high humidity, so it still felt that kind of bone-chilling wetness that comes with the very cold air.
Cadence left with quite a big shot to park it. You see this play a lot where you just bail out. And that's going to be just fine. Leave her with a circle 2 putt, kind of over the last little corner of the water. Missy going standstill. It's so difficult to get yourself to hang it out wide like Missy's doing because this brings in so much danger. That looks wet. And then she doesn't get to progress very far either.
It's not something that Holyn needs to go for right now, but she is going to take a stab at it, giving it another tall hyzer. Ooh, and getting a really fortunate break here on hole 1.
Really bouncy stab. Just clinking around.
She was definitely wanting that to be a little bit farther.
I mean, this is a good play, though, to kind of end up on this left side. Oh, caught it branch high.
Yeah.
Really clunked around.
Early and a little left.
Let's see if Ella can do it better. 4 strokes back. That looks
baby.
Great. Oh, baby, indeed. We'll have a comeback putt at it, but a great shot.
Here's Missy from the short side. This is about, 180?
Yeah. But making sure to give it enough height without blowing by it is pretty difficult. Missy maybe trying to save par there.
Yeah, you see that a lot.
I believe this played as the most difficult hole in round 1, but played easier yesterday.
It was the second most difficult yesterday.
Was it?
Ooh,
okay. Cadence, come to play.
Man, immediately out the gate with the circle 2 putt.
Man, she gets a lot of spin on her putts. Fun to watch. That's the happiest I've ever seen her.
I know.
She's stoked with that one.
Get a beautiful little Cadence smile in the morning. Missy giving it a strong bid. See if Ella can get another birdie on the card.
And keep pace with Cadence.
Oh, I loved that run.
Holyn once again showing us her hip mobility. She leaves that one short.
Yeah, kind of an awkward little straddle putt there.
Yeah, it looks like she couldn't really get her legs super into the putt.
This one played in the middle of the pack today. People finally figuring out how to just play this one for par, or at least not with a bazillion OB strokes. There was only 6 birdies, though, so Cadence flexing on the field.
And it was nice. I don't know. Once you got to the green, it wasn't so windy. Oh, man. Look at that braid whip. Cadence bringing it to within 3 of our leader, Holyn Handley. Valerie Mandujano off to a hot start, 3 down through 3. Hole 2 is an uphill par 3, 204 feet. You gotta get through these big old clonkers right here. The telephone poles, the, mozzarella sticks, the Tootsie Rolls, there's something else. You want to get onto this little keyhole-shaped island. There are some rocks that we passed just short of that actually is in bounds, but you want to get over the rocks and onto the putting green. With the pin on an elevated little hill, it can make for some difficult putting. It is a little bit windy out there. If you land out of bounds like Cadence does here, it's an automatic drop zone, which is deep in circle 2. We haven't made it or seen anybody make it from that drop zone yet.
Holyn choosing the forehand, not something I considered when I played this hole, but I can understand not wanting to turn your back to that gap. And she makes it look really easy.
The more I've seen the forehand, the more I'm convinced it's the play. But, you know, in practice, when you're not that worried about it, it is a pretty simple backhand.
Yeah, it's a mid.
And then you think a little bit about it, and turning your back to it feels kind of scary. Ella with the forehand, also getting inside the circle.
Missy with her eyes closed for so long.
Focusing.
Literally opens them as she's starting her run up.
Well, it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Cadence from the drop zone. Just going to lay up.
And
Clonked.
here's where that rain starts to roll through. You can see the camera with a little moisture on it. Some really nice misty conditions.
Ella a little off so far on the putting. Just a touch, though.
This played us the second easiest hole today. We got to play the game.
Oh, the game. The game we've been wrong at every day. I don't even remember what it was yesterday. I feel like they've been par fours, have they not? What was yesterday? Oh, God. The game. Stand by.
Oh, the game. Oh, we missed it yesterday.
Yeah, no, I know, but what was it actually?
7.
7.
Yeah, no one saw that coming.
Do you have a guess for today?
My guess is 8 again.
Okay, yeah, staying strong with 8. I like it. I like it. Wait, 7 was the easiest?
Yeah.
Is that the tunnel? Huh. I'm gonna go the first par 5 again. What was it? Day 1, hole 4. That's my guess.
Here we are on hole 3. This par 4 is hard, and it's mostly because of this tee shot. You have to get through these two, we'll call them gaps, but they really are not worthy of that title. It's mostly just like space between branches, lots of little tiny branches also. It feels like the left one is the best one to go for, but I saw players go to the right gap today and have looks at birdieing the hole. So it's player's choice here. I think forehand is the play if you've got it. You just want to make sure you get through that line of trees, and then you have to make a decision. Do you want to carry OB, and how aggressive do you want to carry that OB to get to the green?
Holyn's got the mitten out, so you know things are really serious out there. And a great shot. Really good control.
You can see Missy working that right side of the tee pad. She's definitely going for the left gap. That dark tree right there is the one to miss. I love this little hyzer line.
Yeah, I like this play. When you get through cleanly, you feel really good about it.
You're set up really nicely, too, to attack.
Yes. Ella with a little mid-range forehand, putting some turn on it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good. I feel like if they just clipped those branches that she went through, it would be a fair gap.
Yep. And or maybe just that one that's sticking up, too.
Cadence, I think, is going to be fine. Yeah, pushing that OB just a tiny bit, but not bad at all. I think a little bit more conservative than the other players.
Forehand, also a great play here on the second shot. That backhand is very risky.
Yeah, you just carry way more OB with the backhand. Oh, beautiful. Like this hardcore gallery of fans here braving the elements to watch FPO on Championship Sunday.
Yeah, you guys rule.
Holyn pushing a little straight and deep. She'll have a circle's edge putt for birdie. And this is risky for Cadence. She could just carry OB the whole way and not come back or fade too much. But it looks like she put a perfect angle on this.
Yeah, her consistency, like I said in the preview for the round, is just so high right now. Her fairway hit percentage is so high. Her scramble is better than the rest of the field.
Oh, Missy. Looks like she'll find her way back to even par very quickly with a couple of birdies.
Just looking at the general stats right now, there's a lot higher birdie rate on almost every hole. It sometimes takes a couple competition rounds to figure out a new course, and this is a course that a lot of us haven't seen yet. So you kind of finally feel like you dial in your game plan. Holyn's game plan, though, has been solid from day one.
It has. Also, a little bit lower wind, and a good chunk of the field got through most of the front nine before the rain started, too.
True that.
I'm wondering if the back nine
got a little messier.
Yeah, it is maybe not quite as friendly in the birdie percentage. And we're looking at some nice birdies here. Looking at some charitable offerings, I think. A little star frame.
Oh, yeah. $50 to Edge.
Very nicely done.
Quick check-in. Cat Merch in the plaid. Huge tee shot. Trying to go huge on the second shot. Flipping something up, but it goes a little too straight. She's going to have to do work here from the edge of the woods. She's tucked. She might be able to see the basket, but probably not much of it.
Ooh. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Jumps up and parks it. Beautiful line. Nice turning little forehand shot.
And a tap-in birdie is nice on the fourth. Holyn Handley still 5 strokes in the lead.
Hole 4, par 5. We just saw Cat Merch approach it from the corner. You're trying to get as far as you can on this 939-foot hole. If you can get all the way to where you can see the pin, that is a monster of a drive. We have seen a couple of eagles out here with a huge second shot as well. These woods, though, are challenging. If you're a little out of position off the tee, you can find the woods right or left pretty easily. Backhand or forehand works really well on the second shot. Main thing, though, on the first shot, just stay in bounds. Obviously, there's OB right and left if you get a little squirrely.
Holyn crushing this disc.
Yeah, great distance. The only way to get more aggressive is to push the right side just a little bit. Missy gonna throw this one with her eyes closed the whole time. Smooth shot from Missy. And she won't quite be able to see the pin from there, but it's a great shot for birdie.
It's fun to try to hunt an eagle on this hole, but it's almost not worth it because it's such a straightforward birdie if you just play conservative.
And illegal in Missouri.
Ella early releasing that disc a little bit, but thankfully it checks up before the OB line. She's going to be playing from way further back.
It's always funny when you hear 4 the second it leaves the player's hand.
Yeah.
And Cadence, kind of a safe play. It's good distance, but it's funny how many people bring that one teeny little tree into play.
Mm-hmm.
Ella will still be able to birdie from here. Looks like she has a slower speed disc and is probably just trying to get to the gap. Oh no, she's sending this.
Yes, she is. Which is kind of
Cool.
wild. The wind was really, the headwind was really ripping up on this second half of the fairway.
It was.
Coming up this hallway, tunnel, whatever you want to call it. It made it a little bit scary to trust your nose angle on such a big hill. You can see Cadence right behind that tree, but she's trusting this disc.
Very flippy. Headed towards the edge of the woods. She might be able to work something from there. Missy almost to the corner.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. She tried to flip this, and it doesn't really get any turn.
The challenge?
That's pitch outland.
The challenge of this second shot is that most good shots are landing somewhere with a downhill run up. So you want to go huge. The downhill is so inviting, but the downhill run up makes it scary. You get a little bit out of control, especially on the wet ground. So it's hard to throw the distant shot you know you can.
Holyn Handley, though, in control on the right side ant bite.
Ooh. Cadence, not much to work with here. She's way out on a patent pending.
Well done for what she had.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That's so
No
good.
way.
That's why she's leading the field in scramble rate.
No kidding. She clipped a couple of branches getting out of there.
Missy pulling out a forehand. Looks like a little bit of a faster disc.
Need to get this to turn, and she does, and then a nice little bit of fade. That is
Look
perfect.
at that.
That's why we call her forehand Missy.
Ella from way downhill. This camera angle makes it look even more intense than it is.
She's going hyzer and should have a short putt. Holyn, long one for eagle, just laying up.
Yep, right on the ant bite.
Not the best layup, but it's fine.
Here's Ella from the top side. A little bit of a scarier putt uphill.
Especially as the rain gets going in earnest here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. It's going to be a long comebacker, it looks like.
Yeah, Ella was looking really solid on the green the last 2 days, but you add moisture into the mixture, and even the best, most seasoned putters can have a rough day.
Moisture into the mixture. It's well said. Ella unable to make good on the comebacker. Look at Missy, 3 birdies in a row. Man, I could fall asleep listening to this.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Do people just tell you that they fall asleep listening to the coverage?
Mm-hmm.
It's a funny compliment. It's like, well, I'm glad we soothe you, but are we boring you?
No, someone Holyn Holyn? She's rode up.
Yeah, I think it's Holyn.
Yeah,
I've
Holyn
never
with
seen
3
her with
birdies.
a hood before.
Yeah, Holyn with 3 birdies in a row as well.
Incognito.
Yeah, if someone had told me that when I grew up, I would be honked at and my voice would be putting people to sleep, I never would have believed them.
Yeah.
Either of them.
Yeah, either thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that one's Cadence with the hood.
Mm-hmm.
And a nice birdie. Yeah, 3 birdies. Ella, unfortunately, with the multi-putt, they're going to take the bogey.
There were 13 birdies on hole 4 today, middle of the pack. Let's move into the woods. This played as a tie for the most difficult hole of the day today, and it's mostly due to this tee shot. It's a big decision, a risk-reward thing on whether you want to try to go for it on your second shot. And to do that, you have to set yourself up by putting your drive way down here. It's really far down a wooded hallway. If you catch any of those trees along the way, you are in no man's land, and it's almost an instant bogey. So you see a lot of players taking some off, chipping something up to the corner, throwing their third across the water onto the green, and just walking away with a par, happy as a clam.
I mean, we only saw one birdie the first day and a couple yesterday.
Yeah, we saw
3?
like 5 yesterday.
Do we? Okay,
but that was crazy.
Holyn catching a very early tree. It could be worse. She wasn't kicked all the way to the left, but it's not going to be great. Missy just keeping it low and getting across the ditch. That's all you need for par.
Mm-hmm. Have I never noticed the send it bench?
Isn't that a funny one?
Yeah.
Like, because sending it is incredibly risky on this hole. But Cadence is doing it.
Yes, she is. She might be far enough to have a look, but she could be around 30 or 40 feet too short.
Yeah, I feel like send it on an open hole makes sense. It's really funny on this hole. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Ella with a lot of power, but a little bit too much turn.
She can still par from there really easily.
Not really easily. It's a little tricky from there, but she can do it for sure. It's a short distance, but there's a lot of trees in the way. Holyn, she going left side and really pulls it, but she's going to get away with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And she's going to even be far enough. Yeah, she's going to be far enough that she can potentially go for it. Missy here in the little landing zone, just going to chip something up near these dead trees you can see on the right.
That's fine.
Yeah, pretty much anything in there is going to be good. Ella's going to do the same. A little more pinched on those trees than maybe you want, but thankfully she's got a sick forehand.
Arguably the sickest.
Cadence with a little bit of a more awkward shot, but again, there's lots of wiggle room up there. That umbrella kind of in the red zone.
And Cadence going to set herself up to go across. Holyn, I haven't really looked at this top of the hill. I've been cutting to the other side, so I'm not quite sure how far this is. Probably like at least 250, but what do you think?
I think more than that.
Yeah, I think so too.
But with the downhill, it might play a little easier. Holyn makes quick work of it. Missy probably in the 200, 240-ish range.
Missy doesn't look the happiest with that effort, but she's going to have a putt.
Yeah, the mud was pretty brutal out here. Very slippery, kind of clayish.
Yeah, stuck to your shoes.
Mm-hmm. Cadence with a perfect little approach shot to circle one. There were 2 birdies on this hole this weekend.
Or today?
Today. We have 1 look on our lead card.
Ella with a great approach shot on her third. She's set for par. Holyn for her par save. Little uphill straddle. Oh boy. Kind of looks like she's going to win, huh? Cadence also in the bucket. Playing really well.
The 2 birdies were from Haiti Line and Emma Arp. Shout out. That's a great birdie in these conditions especially. The par feels even really satisfying here.
It does.
You do have to execute some shots.
Several. In a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, nice solid round of pars there. Holyn maintaining that 5-stroke lead over Cadence, 7 strokes over Ella. Cat Merch having a good round, tied for the hot round at 3 down through 6. Hole 6, interesting par 4, only 471 feet, but a whole lot of trees in your way. I like the backhand layup to the top of this hill, or maybe just a little bit down, leaving a pretty narrow tunnel shot. I like a backhand mid-range through here, but depending on where you land, forehands can work great as well. There's also a kind of early left gap off the tee that sets up pretty well for like a force-over sidearm flex, though I've seen people try to go backhand through that too, and I've seen it work out okay, but you're bringing in a lot of trees. You're not actually picking a gap. You're just chucking the line and hoping you get through. Holyn going to be doing that. If you do get through, it is worth it. I can see the appeal. I'm just a purist, you know?
Yeah, well, I feel the same way.
Yeah. And like, that's going to be great, but
that is going to be great.
Just, I don't like it.
It's a little poke and hopey for sure.
Yeah.
With some big drops type of rain, really hard to keep everything dry. Missy doing a great job though. Oh,
mean little roll.
That was very mean. That was almost perfect placement.
Cadence gonna do the backhand layup. It's so easy to push a little too deep on this shot.
Ooh, plays the skip so well.
Chill out.
What the heck?
Man, these layup shots not being rewarded. But it's also why I kind of like laying up to the top. There's no messing around at all.
Ella gonna try this shot as well. I almost feel like they must have come back and practiced it or something because they both really improved the shot from yesterday.
They definitely did together too.
Nighttime practice.
Yeah. Ella left with some really teeny gaps. She's gonna need to throw a turning forehand shot.
Oh, tries to go maybe a little wider than I was expecting.
Yeah.
That branch was very friendly though. She's gonna be able to get up and down for par.
She is gonna be able to get up and down for par. Missy with a nice little turning forehand shot. I think she's in circle 2, which is pretty typical for the hole. Ooh.
Cadence has nothing and forced to go forehand roller in conditions that you never want to have to throw forehand rollers. And unfortunately, it's not going to work out. But thankfully, it didn't go super deep into the shul.
I don't know. It was like slow rolling to the left.
Was it?
Just like so slowly. I'm not sure where. I don't think it's going to be good over there. Holyn going to find that edge of circle 2. Cadence on the edge, but it ain't good.
Oh man, she's just getting worked on these little finishing rolls. That this is so uphill. It takes a lot of power to try to get up and over and onto the screen.
Oh man, and this is a pretty awkward stance too, with the uphill trying to go standstill. She makes really nice work of that final shot.
Ella with a nice little touchy approach shot.
Missy, she's inside circle 2, yeah? Just
I
barely?
think so. Yeah.
Definitely eyeing this one up. Oh, I thought she had. I think she thought she had it too.
Only 6 players got to circle 1 in regulation, where 18 got to circle 2 in regulation. So you can see how difficult this green is to access. Birdie look is rare here. This basket looks huge.
Or Cadence looks small.
Yeah. There we go. More normal.
Cadence gonna take a bogey on that one. Definitely a little bit worked on this hole.
This is not one to gain strokes on, though. Only 5 birdies today. This is a tough one. Moving into a couple holes that are a little bit more easy to access.
Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm just listening to the rain.
It is so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Holyn extending her lead by 1, 6 strokes ahead of Cadence after that bogey.
On a fly away, you can go. Gonna find a life like this where we belong.
Here is hole 7. I think since this flyover was videotaped, there's so many more leaves on the trees. I'm ancient. So in other news, you can throw whatever you want down this lane.
I'm gonna check my DVR and see, about that footage. Yeah, just throw it straight down here, everybody. There's some OB left and right. The left side can definitely come into play. Have you heard of this thing called? I think they're calling it TiVo.
What? Oh man.
Holyn catching that first tree on the right side, which definitely gets more action than you would expect. It's easy to find.
Look at all these beautiful flowers.
Yeah, everything really blooming nicely. Missy gonna come up short, but she's in the middle. Ella a little early. You can see the rain just really coming down. It's hard to keep all your discs dry and have good grip.
Look at that gallery still showing up though.
Yeah, Kansas City, baby.
Yeah.
It is funny. I swear we're just chasing winter on tour.
Legitimately.
This is like the 4th time that we've seen like freshly blooming spring.
Legitimately,
Yep.
every place that we go.
Yeah, saw it in Texas, saw it in Nashville.
Cadence with a really nice looking shot, but catching that last right tree you want to miss almost was going to fade back into the green. This hole played tough today.
Holyn with a lot of work. This is the one you're saying played as the easiest hole yesterday? That's crazy to me. What a shot from Holyn. Definitely not something she practiced. Really great control.
This was the easiest hole.
That's crazy. Like bonkers, which is not a word I use lightly. Missy with a little straight up shot to about 20 feet for her par.
Cadence, not much to work with that tree kick, but a nice little layup to the bullseye. This one averaged over par today. There were only 3 birdies. You can see our lead card showing us the struggles.
Missy in for a par there.
Ella also going to take a par on this hole. I think around a par.
Yeah, just kind of the story of the hole today, but apparently par was decent.
Yep, 60% of the field with a par on hole 7.
Pretty sure 50% of the geese got this one though today. Madison
they
Walker with
did.
one of those 3 birdies. Oh, I'm sorry, Missy, with the bogey there. Well, we can't do. It's our feathers. We can't do math. The calculators don't accept it.
They're so wet.
Yeah, they're just so wet.
They're so wet.
Yeah. Hole 8's a par 3. It's 303 feet. Should be way easier than it is scoring, but just the way the tunnel's kind of shaped, it's really easy to pull it just a little bit left or right. It is only 303 feet though, slightly uphill. I swear most good shots get, just barely inside the circle, and you usually have to make a putt. It has been very windy on this green as well. Hopefully we see some more birdies today, because man, it's just right there.
Sadly, it did not play as the easiest hole today.
Never did.
I lose for the 3rd day in a row. This played as the 3rd easiest hole.
Both of us lost every day.
Mm-hmm.
Holyn with a really nice shot, though. Ella pushing that left side a little bit too much, which is a really common mistake. She'll have a long look. Man, look at it coming down.
Oh
here.
my gosh, it did get crazy a couple times
It
during
did.
the round. Thankfully, though, it was not paired with wind so when the rain was at its heaviest.
It's true.
So you were able to, once you're under your umbrella, at least feel an illusion of dryness.
Yeah, nice faint illusion.
Yeah.
At least the wind wasn't trying to take your umbrella.
Yeah.
That makes for the worst
Oh,
days.
it sure does.
Missy flipping one up there, kind of following the route we just saw Cadence take, and that's beautiful.
But the amount of rain coming off the umbrellas,
Oh, yeah.
like dripping off, it was wild.
Ella from at least 50 going uphill. That's going to be a par.
Ella just not quite able to find a birdie. Always just barely out of range. Cadence comfortable in this deep circle 1 range. Let's see if she can find some more green.
There we go.
Cadence 1 of 11 birdies today. A quarter of the field got it.
Holyn, though, bogey-free, 3 down, trying to go 4 down here, really not leaving any opportunities to catch her.
No, she's not. Looking solid. Looking like she does putting practice in pouring rain.
I think we just wrap this thing up. Like she's got it, right?
It sure seems that way. She's looking super consistent. Look, everyone's blue in the crowd. Or is that like color?
Oh no, they are blue.
Wow.
Blue and beige and black. It's like Severance
Yeah.
colors.
It sure is.
Still 6 strokes separating. Wow, look at all the water
Whoa.
stream off. That's freaking sweet. Holyn just continuing to shoot hot rounds day after day. So impressive.
Let's wrap up the front 9 with this shorty par 3. Plays a lot more difficult than that 268 feet listed. Got to get through another set of Mozzie sticks, up and over this brand new, thanks Dave, cinder block wall, and onto this green. The low ceiling is what makes this hole so difficult because you can't throw something in the air as much as you would like. You see a lot of putts landing in deep circle 1 and out into the middle of circle 2 if you do get up and over that wall. The conditions made this hole a lot more difficult.
Holyn has been going forehand.
Mm-hmm.
She has. And today, just a little backhand buzz shot, it looks like.
She taking the foot off the gas?
I mean, it's still a great shot.
Mm-hmm. Not quite as aggressive. Maybe Cadence, sadly, gonna hit the wall.
Maybe just shifting gears, you know, it's like a little clutch action.
Yeah.
Missy, that looks like a great line.
This line is kind of her bread and butter. Ella staying on the forehand, a single tear rolls down her cheek.
And that's going to work out pretty well. Cadence outside circle 2, just pitching up here.
Dang, only 4 birdies on this hole today. It played way more difficult.
I swear, I don't know. So many people are putting from exactly where Ella is putting from.
Yep.
It's just tough. Tough to get in the circle on this one.
Ella not quite able to find her circle 2 putts today, but her circle 2 in regulation percentage has got to be sky high.
It's weird how sometimes that feels worse than just taking a regular old par.
Yep.
Holyn hitting cage on the long putt. Here's Missy for her birdie. Low as well. Huh.
So right after the rain stopped, that storm pushes through a little bit. It got pretty warm. We're right here on the tail end right now. It was crazy, the weather. I mean, no surprise. We're in the Midwest in the spring. Everyone's eye rolling like, yes.
Yeah.
You feel all the seasons. But
In
you
one
really
day.
did. You really did today.
Yeah.
Got very nice and toasty.
Muggy.
Muggy is a better word.
And just watching some par cleanups here on the 9th. Man, Holyn Handley. She's really doing it. Bogey-free 4 down through the front 9. The course record of this layout is Holyn's at 8 down, I believe. At least for this year. If there's a better one last year, I am uninformed. So, Cadence Burge holding on to second place. She's, 6 strokes back of Holyn. What do you think? What do you think about the back 9? What's going to happen?
Yeah, once that rain pushes through, there's not as much to worry about. There's a couple more slippery tee pads and a lot more mud to deal with, especially in the wooded holes that are remaining. But I don't know. I think Holyn has room to be able to play safe. You can't say anything, though, until you get through holes 17 and 18. I feel like
Very true.
those are snake bite holes. They can be round ruiners as well. So we'll see what happens. The weather does get better, though, as the day moves forward. We hope you guys will come hang with us and watch the final 9 holes of Championship Sunday. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're your 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Come,